Guess I'm cleaning up my interrogation list. Let's do Dudu's next. I did her face 1 and then I got so fucking bored I decided I didn't want to do the rest. I guess we'll see how I feel about it, cause now I'm gonna have to finish it. This takes place in between chapter 5 and chapter 6, canonically. I am pretty certain. Pre-coma chief. Let's go. Wow, look how smug she looks here. The hell? Hey, boss. You're finally here? Sleep well last night? No, and guess whose fault that is? You're like my annoying neighbors. They play the karaoke until 3 a.m. Oh no, the dark circles under your eyes tell me you didn't. In that case, I'll play you a song on my Sona to cheer you up. Since you're the boss, I'll give you 20% discount for listening. I would take 100% discount. I would take no discounts to get you to stop. No thanks. Huh? Did I charge you too much? Don't worry, the price is negotiable. A 50% discount then. That's enough. Check these out. Is it just me or is my fucking speaker very loud today? I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit on the recording as well for the game. These are... Chief, I haven't been able to shut my eyes for 3 whole days because of that damn Sona. The dark circles under my eyes are so thick that the alarm goes off when the sensors scan my face. Chief, I feel like I'm in the countryside again. Only the roosters back home don't crow as much as she does. I'm going insane. If I hear that song one more time, I'll put poison on her mouthpiece at night. I'll really do it. It's me or the Sona. One of us has to go. Someone just willingly filed out a fucking death threat as a complaint to the chief of meetups. I remember warning you multiple times not to play that song all day and night. If this continues, I'll have no choice but to confiscate your Sona. Who gives you the right to confiscate my Sona? How's me playing the Sona any different from the combat training y'all do? You know what'll happen if I don't practice and get rusty? My livelihood depends on it. Plus, my teacher taught me this piece back in the day. It's the one I play best. It's the only one you play, apparently. I was like this back in Drifter Camp. I'd go play whenever there was a wedding or funeral, and if there were none, I'd just play by the roadside. Everyone in the Drifter Camp loves hearing me play. The generous ones even give me money. I really don't get why you folks at the Bureau hate it so much. Since y'all find me so annoying, just let me go home. This place cramps my style anyways. Home? You mean to the drifter camp? Of course, where else? If I remember correctly, aren't you an outlander? You couldn't have been in the drifter camp for more than a few years. So, the drifter camp is the place that truly accepts me. It's my home. So what if I haven't been there that long? I know the drifter camp as well as any local. Let me put it in this way. Even if you drop me into the drifter camp blindfolded, I can tell which street I'm on by smell alone. Are you being serious? Of course I'm being serious. Who's the biggest bettor who you should never cross? Which part of the river is best for catching fish? Which forest grove is best for a date? Who sells the yummiest stinky tofu? Whose cat catches the most mice? Who's the best matchmaker in the camp? I know the answers to all these questions. If you don't believe me, I'll give you a consultation for free. For free? Knowing you, shouldn't you be extorting some sort of fee? Boy, I make my money from honest work, okay? How can you call it extortion? Anyways, back to the subject. I'm doing you a big favor this time. Ask me anything you want. If I can't answer it, I'll swap the syllables of my name back and front. That'll still be Dudu. What if it were just straight up backwards, so it's ud. Then, did anything major happen in the drifter camp recently? Anything major? Of course there has. A goose escaped from the market and chased the blacksmith's youngest son for 3 miles straight. This trauma has left him with a deep fear of birds. Now he pees his pants at the honk of a goose. Honk! The goose game. The egg seller's daughter plucked a bunch of chicken feathers to make a shuttlecock, but she spooked her family's hens so much that they stopped laying eggs. Her mother beat her up for this. Jesus. Our building manager's son is getting married next month. He's ecstatic and prepared a huge wedding. I might go and play him a song or two. There's more. The old lady who lives next door to me hasn't been in the best health. She felt that she didn't have much time left, so she asked me to help arrange her funeral. I asked if anything major happened. Maybe you can pick some important things to talk about. These things aren't important. They may seem meaningless to you, but for us in the drifter camp, these things make up our daily lives. We're not like you. We don't have lofty ideals. Survival's our only pursuit. So yeah, those things are pretty major to us. Anything beyond survival's a big deal, I guess. Sorry. You're right. I didn't think of it that way. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, I forgive you. Where did you get all that news from? Well, that requires some technique. The best places in the drifter camp to get news are the riverside where ladies wash clothes in the evening, the night market stalls where people grab food after work, the game tables of senior citizens, and the roadside where the homeless beg. Game tables. Are you sure you don't mean gambling tables? Each of these places has its pros and cons. The laundry ladies aren't very vigilant. They start chatting nonstop whenever they bump into someone, but it's usually just neighborhood gossip that won't interest you. You could get a wider variety of news from where the workers gather. These aren't limited to just neighborhood gossip. After all, they have diverse sources. But these middle-aged men love to brag, so a lot of it is hearsay. As for the elderly, they've lived a long time and have seen a lot. Often their minds are a bit muddled, so it's easy for them to forget the details of past events. The homeless are everywhere in the drifter camp. Nothing escapes their eyes and ears. Getting news from them is often the most efficient choice, and their news is the most accurate. But these guys are very greedy, and they'll probably try to rip you off. So how about it, boss? Now do you believe how well I know the camp? I believe you. In that case, I have another brilliant idea. Want to hear it? Let's hear it. Why don't you send me to Drifter Camp for a while to gather news for you? I know that the MPCC is now in contact with the Drifter Camp. You probably need a lot of intelligence. As someone who's intimately familiar with the place and won't raise suspicion from the locals, I'm your best choice. So after leading me down the garden path, this is what you really wanted to say? Well, that way, not only will I get to keep my Sona and livelihood, you also don't have to worry about looking after me and no one's life will be disturbed. Isn't it a win-win? Sorry, the MBCC has no precedent for releasing detained sinners. Yet! We also have dedicated agents for gathering intelligence. It's funny how this aged well. Wait, so it's still a no after all that? I wasted my breath for nothing. How about this? Though I can't let you go back, I can't ask the intelligence agents to regularly share information with you about the camp. For real? Are you being serious? You're not pulling my leg? Of course, I'm being serious. I'm not that cold-hearted. Having some information to hear is better than nothing. No wonder you're the chief of the MBCC. You're so wise and caring towards the masses. I do have some conditions. What are they? From today onwards, you must abide by the Bureau's work and rest schedule. You may only play the Sona at specified times and places. You must not disturb other people's rest. If you violate any of these conditions, the information sharing will cease immediately. Roger that. Don't worry, boss. I promise I'll be good. That kind of seemed like the problem just solved itself all in one act, but there's two more. So what the fuck? Parma? Now that's a name we haven't heard in a long time. Chief! Something major has happened! You know things are serious when this song's playing. Calm down. Tell me slowly what you want to say. Someone from the Drifter camp has gotten a hold of intelligence about Parma! Parma? But I didn't see anything about it in the intelligent agent's news report. How long has he been there? How can he know as much as I do? To be honest, I only realized it when I was chatting with him today. It's my fault for not realizing it before. Anyway, we need to hurry and go as soon as possible. You'll understand when you get there.
Pre-revolution drifter camp. It's still called the drifter camp. Well, it's still called the drifter camp, but it does have a new name now. West District. Yeah, how fitting. East Side and West District. Uh, the people of this city sure are good at coming up with names. Are you sure this is the place?
110%. I live right next door.
Okay. You hide in the flower bed over there and you guard the door. The rest of you come up with me.
Well,
It's okay. Don't be afraid. Just stay behind me when the time comes.
actually, hey!
Three, two, one. Why are we being so forceful? I thought we were gonna go after the informant, not the lead itself immediately. What is this? What the hell is this?
I actually wanted to tell you just now that there's no need to make such a big commotion. But you were all serious faced in dispatching everyone here and there, so I couldn't butt in at all.
So the person who you claim has the important information is her.
Yes!
You can't joke about such important things.
I'm not joking at all. Granny, why did you go to the window again? How many times have I told you not to stand that long? Your legs can't handle it. Who is it? You. I don't know you. Don't you remember me? I'm Dudu. I live next door. You. Pa. Ma. Give me back. Pa. Ma.
You keep saying Palma, Palma. Who's Palma?
Pa. Ma. Important. The old elm tree. Climb the tree.
What?
In the chicken coop. I still wait. Get out! You're not welcome here. Leave! Leave!
How come you're so full of energy? Doesn't seem like anything bad happened.
Okay, we're leaving. Quit stomping your cane.
I really don't know what there is to look all day. What did you mean by elm tree and chicken coop?
Who knows? She has some mental problems and can't speak clearly. Seems to be caused by a tumor in her head. She was already like this before I moved here. The last time she was clear-headed was 2 or 3 months ago, when she asked me to arrange her funeral after she dies. You heard her, didn't you? I wasn't lying. She really knows about Parma.
Was she really saying Parma? I could only make out Pa at the beginning and Ma at the end. But the syllable in the middle sounded more like...
Boss, your imagination is too wild. Of course she's saying Parma. What else could she be saying? We'll see what clues we can find from the elm tree and chicken coop she was talking about.
Hi, excuse me. Do you know Parma? Parma? You mean as in Parmesan cheese? You know, the one that the granny who lives in the southeast corner is always mumbling about. Oh, so it's Parma, is it? I could never tell what she was mumbling about. My ears are no match against you young folks. You know that lady well? Oh, I know her all right. She was a well-known shrew in our drifter camp back in the day. Even the most vicious gangsters avoided her when they saw her. In a fight, she can curse with the strength of 10 people and yell at you so hard that you get a heart attack. It was terrifying. But ever since she got that tumor in her head a few years ago, she's completely lost it. Now she's dazed all day and can't even take care of herself. So now Dudu does all her cleaning and plumbing. He does all this hard work for free, but still has to endure that crazy woman's tantrums. It's really tough for Dudu. Dudu does that? Are we talking about the same Dudu here? You must have met Dudu not long ago. So you still don't know her well, eh? The little tyke's got a lot of bad habits, that's for sure. She's cunning, greedy, annoying, a freeloader full of bad ideas and loves to fool others. But she's definitely not a bad or selfish person. Did that crazy woman's condition worsen over the past 2 days? Dudu must have been worried after hearing the news, so she hurried back. Although Dudu's an outlander, we all know that she thinks of the drifter camp as her home and us as her family. She does all those chores voluntarily, and while she complains, she never stops her actions of care and love. Isn't that what family does?
Boss, I'm back.
Found anything?
What a bummer. I didn't find Parma. Just eggs.
You just pocket eggs?
But wasn't a wasted meal trip. I can get an extra meal when we go back.
You got back to Dudu?
How's that possible? This is from my epic battle with it.
Then, did you win?
Do you even need to ask? Of course I won.
You're so cool, Dudu! How did you win?
Ta-da! My invincible Sona. Whether it's a chicken, duck, or goose, one song will scare him away.
Wow!
Wanna hear it?
Yeah!
And I'll play you a song.
Stop, we don't want to be extorted again.
I'll stop. Otherwise your dad'll beat me. But I can teach you how to play the Sona so that you don't have to be scared of keys anymore.
Shush! Stop fooling my kid. I'll real beat you if you don't leave. I still want to know what Palma is.
Palma? Never heard of it. Then can you tell my boss about the old lady who lives alone in the southeast corner? I don't care who's with you. Go, go, go. Get in the way of my business. Keep the change, ma'am. You random veggies'll do.
Hey,
Your boss wants to know about that old hag, right? Yes.
I guess the reason we were able to go around Drifter Camp so casually with what's her name that one time during her interrogation was because we had Dudu's help. Very cool. Angel with 2 L's.
That piece of work. Back when she was still clear-headed, she'd haggle with me for half an hour for a green onion or two. I was really scared of her. This must be her karma for being so cruel and callous when she was young. Now she can only die alone. That's all I know, boss. Thank you, come again.
Doesn't the vegetable seller despise the old lady?
Yeah, everyone in the Drifter Camp despises her. So,
Then why did she ask her daughter to give her food?
we can't just watch the old lady starve to death. She's childless and has no one to take care of her to begin with. Now that she's lost her mind, she can't do anything. That's why people like us have to step up and take responsibility. The vegetable seller would bring her food regularly, while the blacksmith would go to see her house every now and then to see if anything needs fixing. As for me, I just help with some cleaning and chores. To tell you the truth, no one likes this kind of thankless work. It's dirty, tiring, and unpaid. Sometimes she yells at me for no reason. There are times when my temper flares up and I swear to quit. Then I feel sorry for her again when I see her staring blankly out the window and mumbling to herself. If even we don't take care of her, she'll really end up dead. After all, we're the only ones she can rely on.
It's getting late. Let's head back to the bureau.
Wait a minute, I know. Let's go to one last place. Maybe we'll be able to find something. Perhaps it's me, Dudu. Are you surprised?
Holy shit, he's got an image. What's there to be surprised about? Who else besides you would run around all over the place for no reason?
Haven't seen you for so long. Don't you miss me at all? Look, I bought so much food for you.
I knew a little devil like you would have ulterior motives. Tell me, what do you want from me this time?
Well, the thing is, my boss has a question for you. Do you know what is this Parma that the old lady from the southeast corner is always mumbling about?
If you mean the lady with the brain tumor, then what she's saying is Palama, not Parma.
What? Palama? Can you tell me more about this Palama?
So many years have passed in the blink of an eye. I am probably the only person here who still remembers Palama. And there's an abandoned building about 300 or 400 meters to the northwest of the drifter camp. Palama is inside.
The abandoned building that was struck by lightning? You know it. Of course, it's one of Drifter Camp's most infamous tragedies. One stormy night many years ago, roaring thunder shook the land, and there was so much lightning that the entire night sky was lit up. The Drifter Camp had never experienced anything like it. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck the antenna on top of that building, instantly lighting up the whole structure in flames. Fire was so big that it burned for a whole day and night before it finally got put out. They say that many people didn't escape in time and burned to death inside.
Precisely. It became a notorious haunted building ever since, with dozens of wrong souls trapped inside. It'd be strange for it not to be haunted. Many young daredevils have gone to explore it in the middle of the night, but every single one of them ended up fleeing while peeing their pants. They say there's a female ghost dressed in white who wanders throughout the rooms, weeping and muttering incomprehensible words. Sometimes it's low-pitched sobs, other times it's hysterical screams and wails. It's really eerie. And Paloma is inside that building.
Boss? About Parma, I can explain. Enough. You think I didn't know what you made up this so-called Parma intelligence? That you made up? You already knew. Why did you come here with me? You must have your reasons for wanting to return to the camp so urgently. Now I know it's because you wanted to see the old lady after learning about her worsening condition from the intelligence agent, right? If this is the reason, you could have told me from the start. I would have let you come back. You guessed it, boss. I made up the story about Parma and tricked you into bringing me back here because I was worried about the old lady. But after seeing that she's fine, I wanted to see everyone in the camp who I haven't seen in a long time. I made you run around with me all day and spent a lot of your money. I shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry. Then can you tell me the truth now? What is Palama? What's the connection with the abandoned building? I've asked many people in the Drifter camp what past something Ma was, but everyone thought it was just the old lady's delusions. In fact, today's the first time that I found out that she's actually saying Palama. As for what that word means and how it's connected to that building, I really don't have a clue. I'm telling the truth this time. You've gotta believe me, boss. I believe you. Can we still go to that abandoned building then? Of course we should. The old lady entrusted me with arranging her funeral. I have to find out what this Palama is. That she still yearns for despite losing her mind. I can always ask Oak Casket to help realize her unfulfilled wishes after death. But if possible, I still want to clarify this matter when she's still alive. What if we run into danger? I have my Sona with me, so I'm not afraid, but you don't have any handy weapons. Make do with this. Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll just do with my fists. For what it's worth, apparently the chief does know hand-to-hand. Not the best at it, just enough. To allow us to overpower certain weak sinners that try to do anything funny to us. It's funny though because none of the sinners are weaker than the chief in any way.
This ghastly place looks scary enough on the outside, but it turned out to be even scarier on the inside. It's so dark. I can't even see the way in front of me. By the way, dozens of people have died here. No wonder I feel a chill down my spine. Oh, Amitabha, blessed Buddha, please have mercy on us, ladies and gents. We're just passing by. We don't want to disturb you. Just pretend that we don't exist and keep sleeping and wandering and chatting. What? You don't bump into us. In short, let's just mind our own business. Please don't pick on us. After we leave, we'll make sure to burn some extra y'all's money and play a few extra songs for y'all. I'm a professional at this. Satisfaction guaranteed. Where did you learn it from?
Buddha. As far as I'm aware, religion is not a thing that many people practice anymore in this world.
Oh, that. I learned it from my teacher. All my skills, including my sharp tongue, come from his teachings.
Oh. This gives us insight to where she used to be from, I guess.
There's no one in this world who's more interesting and remarkable than him. Without him, I really don't know what I'd be like now. Boss, you know that I'm from the Outland. The place where I was born had long been cut off from various supplies. In order to survive, my teacher took me to this city. Along the way, we cobbled together a theatrical troupe with the other drifters and made a living by forcing passers-by to watch us perform. Those wandering days were really hard. We had nowhere to go at night and often had to sleep in graveyards. I was little, and staying in those places made me think of all the ghost stories I had heard about. I was so scared that I'd shake all over and not sleep a wink. My teacher told me that death is not the end. It's simply a process that everyone must go through. So ghosts, graveyards, and corpses are nothing to be scared of. To help me overcome my fear, he taught me the tune I always play. He said it's the Song of the Phoenix. The phoenix is a symbol of reincarnation, representing both life and death.
Funny.
Since it can be played for the living as well as the dead. So you were scared of ghosts when you were a child, but not anymore? Not anymore. You know, boss, in all the years we've traveled, we've met all sorts of people. People who don't dare take responsibility for the sins they've committed and beg for the gods for forgiveness instead. People who pretend to be messiahs and deceive others in the name of the gods. People who only have their own interests in mind and don't treat others as human beings. People are the only ones who can harm other people. They're way scarier than any ghosts. What about your teacher? How is he? He died. What? The city was not the city of hope that my teacher had envisioned.
Yeah.
We came here after so much tribulation only to run into Syndicate's most turbulent times. Once during a gang war, someone used a mania weapon. Everyone got infected except me. I was spared only because my teacher hid me in the cellar. In that dark cellar, I could still hear all the terrible noises outside. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought up those bad memories. It's fine. They're all in the past. I buried them and played them that tune. They must have all gone to a better place, and our shared memories will forever remain in my heart. So I'm not sad. I just miss them a bit every once in a while. But I've never told anyone about these things. You're not allowed to laugh at me or tell anyone else. Don't worry, it'll be our little secret. I have a lot of secrets from other sinners too. Then it's a deal. As the great MBCC chief, you're not allowed to break your promise. Now that the moon's out and we can see the way clearly, let's move forward quickly. Boss, come see this quick! Uh, it's around the same size as my foot, so it should be a woman. I forgot to voice act that. This someone. The left foot makes slightly deeper prints than the right foot. This is someone with a leg injury or disability. Let's follow the footprints. Paula's like her bastard child, the granny's bastard child or something. That's my initial theory. That's been my theory since interrogation 2. Of course, it was a very obvious twist. This had nothing to do with Parma. But I mean, bastard child still leaves a lot of room for questions. Boss, come look at this. That old lady is. That's right. It's the granny that lives next door to me. Who's the boy? I thought she didn't have any family. I don't know either. Let's look separately for some more clues. Wow. That's a fucking. What is this? A drawing of. What are those circles and triangles? It's so burnt that I can't tell. Isn't that a square under the triangle? Looks like a roof. Are you sure? It's way too abstract. Huh? There seem to be words underneath. Granny and me? So these two circles are the heads of stick people. That triangle is indeed a roof. Greeting card, New Year, 8 years old. Birthday, 9 years old. Wish you happiness, 10 years old. For Paloma. So this is the house where the old lady used to live. The Paloma she speaks of is actually her grandson? Afraid so. Yet these greeting cards fragments mention nothing beyond the age of 10. Something must have happened to her grandson when he was 10 years old. Fuck. Those who came to explore must have seen the old lady when she was tidying the room or mourning her grandson and thought she was a ghost. This is the truth behind the haunted building. Chief, let's visit the old lady and give her back the photo and diary she left behind. Okay. Granny, are you there? Granny, this is the first time that I've seen such a kind and gentle smile on your glum face. You must have reached another world by now, reunited with your family and that precious grandson you've been waiting decades for, right? Now, it's time for me to deliver on my promise. Chief, my teacher told me before that death is not the ultimate end of a life, but being forgotten is. Yeah, that is an actual philosophy quote someone once said. I digress. Now that Granny's gone, will Palma completely disappear from this world? No. At least we shall remember him for her. That was so cool. This is why I This is why Levi's gotten me up to finishing up the rest of the interrogations I haven't finished yet. There's a lot of banger stories in the interrogation room that I am just blind to because of my stupid stubbornness, I guess. I just realized fucking Dudu Sona isn't actually in the OST anywhere. I have the entire OST downloaded. That is how I know. What in the actual fuck I know? Give us the Sona! That Dudu's interrogation to me feels like that's how you do good world building. Genshin Impact's story quests suffer a lot from side character syndrome, I'll call it, just now, where pretty much almost all of the time the character you came to the story for gets sidelined in favor of a fucking no-face NPC who pretty much steals the entire show. That happens in Path to Nowhere a lot too. I mean, Dudu was pretty much sidelined for the entirety of Drifter Camp, and eventually this Palama lady and the grandma, who doesn't have a name by the way, but it's due to the fact that Dudu's relationship is not kept secret, and she always plays a vital role throughout it. Like in Genshin Impact, that is not something that happens. Obviously, things have gotten better, but I think to something recent like Shanyun's story quest, and that still irks me. Because she barely does anything throughout it. And of course, not every interrogation goes like that. Many interrogations are just between the chief and the sinner in question. Fucking Dleta was over there, and that's a good example, I suppose. Summer's interrogation too. Oh, Angel's interrogation is the best. Example, I suppose, since that one is pure unbridled Angel X Chief moment, and it's just real adorbs seeing her just be out of her comfort zone. The whole Gap Moe thing, I guess. There's 2 interrogations left. A demon rerun is coming soon, eventually. In about 6 months' time. And when that happens, I will finally be able to get the last interrogation I haven't been able to get. Alongside the other sinners that inevitably come out as well, of course.
It wasn't until I came here that I realized how many people find sending letters too slow. True, it's not as instant as clicking send on a message, but I view the time it takes to pen a letter as a source of special warmth. The warmth of ink and paper, of palms and hearts.